You got the same self-satisfied smile a dog's got when it's licking its own bollocks.
Indeed, and not without good cause. Rare the local rag warms me cockles. Allow me to joyous news. Rupert Flood, Progressive Democrat candidate in next month's local election, seen by many as a likely challenger to serving pro-patriot Member of Parliament Thomas Chalk, today threw campaigning into disarray with a surprise statement. Whilst taking questions during a routine press conference, despite considerable support for his campaign, Flood, a highly respected pillar of the community in a staggering and unforeseen development, suddenly withdrew from the electoral race, citing personal reasons. Now tell me, why on earth would the bumptious prig do that?
I'm afraid our Mr. Flood's been a very, very, very naughty boy.
Tell me again, Rupert. What have you been?
I've been a very naughty boy, Madam Thrash.
I can't hear you. Speak up.
I've been a very naughty boy, Madam Thrash.
You know the rules. Naughty boys get punished.
Oh, they do. Ooh. Ooh.
Dare I ask?
Progressive Rupert got caught with his pants down. Well, that should help you replace a few gimp masks and butt plugs.
That's true, they do take punishing treatment. Mine is a career with staggering overheads. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, and FIXER. Don't be such a stranger.
Oh, dear. How discomforting for the poor fellow. His face must be as scarlet as his arse. Well, that's one nag out of the way and bound for the glue factory. What of the other mare?
Well, so far, Fiona Raven's cupboard seems skeleton-free, but I'll keep shaking, see if it rattles. While I'm at it, I'll have a poke around her family's closets too.
The corn-munching la-la lefties may get juicy over Fiona, but I doubt this city's hipster vote poses a severe threat. However, crushing her like a bug would eradicate any uncertainty and therefore always be my preferred option. About time. If you'd have taken any longer, I'd have been ordering Horlicks with my breakfast. I'll have the eggs Benedict with smoked salmon on a lightly toasted muffin.
Oh, just knock me up a sausage sandwich, love, white bread, little bit of spread, squirt of brown sauce, tar.
You're a man of traditional tastes, aren't you?
I know what I like.
Clearly. To other business. This is my party boy son, Adam. I doubt your paths have crossed, though you may have observed him in his natural habitat of clubland in the wee small hours. Frequently seen at turnout, vomiting into a gutter, or engaged in some clumsy mating ritual down a piss-stinking back alley. A largely nocturnal existence, it can be said.
Oh, come on, where's your sense of adventure?
You're like the white rabbit luring Alice down the rabbit hole, you are.
All right, Alice, let's commune with God.
Oh, is that what we're doing, eh?
A lackluster specimen, isn't he? Frankly, I'm at a loss as to know what to do with him. His overindulgence towards intoxicants seems to be in an ascendancy. My late wife, God rest her soul, insisted he went to public school. Big mistake. Might as well packed him into a rocket and blasted him to the moon for all the good it's done. Which brings me to my proposal.
You're wearing that smile again. I don't like it. What you hatching other than a turd?
The boy needs toughening up. The time has come for a short, sharp shock. And who better to administer said shock? Take him under your weather-beaten wing. Open his bloodshot eyes. Expose him to some of life's horrors.
Do I look like Alan? I don't need an apprentice. And looking at him, I don't think he's got the stomach for it.
You'd be doing me an immense favor. And this is a busy time for you. Surely you could use another pair of hands before the big day.
You make me sound like elf in Santa's workshop.
That must make me St. Nick then. Ho, ho.
More old Nick.
And you, my friend, are the most aggressive of jackals, baying and unleashed from hell. He could be your trainee imp.
Gimp, more like. All right, I'll do it. What's the worst that can happen, eh? Does it have any skills?
Other than a talent for hoovering vast quantities of coke up his trunk, I very much doubt it.
So what am I supposed to do with a tosser?
Well, you're a resourceful man, and Rupert isn't the only smear we want removed from the pre-election window. Go rub cream on any hemorrhoid factions popping their heads out of this city. I see the nouveau fascists are romping up the polls again. Start with them. Give their nuts a warning twist.
Well, I've got to play Mary fucking Poppins to you, then the least you can do is drive. Your old man don't have much positive to say about you, does he?
Not a lot, no. You know I'm not insured to drive this thing, don't you?
Well, that makes two of us. You better make sure you don't fucking hit anything then, ain't you?
Fine.
According to your pops, you'll be banged up at Her Majesty's pleasure, shish kebabbed on some cellmate's dick if he hadn't bailed you out numerous times. Pulled you from various pickles.
Oh, don't be fooled, he cares. He's just worried I'll tarnish his image by association. He's only ever worried about how things reflect on him. Besides, I'm doing the same thing every other guy my age is. Same as all my friends.
Don't be defined by the company you keep. I'm not. Going through a rebellious phase, are we?
Yes, if that stops any further questions.
I hear you and Charlie are spending many a night together.
And what of it? Am I going to get a lecture on the dangers of substance abuse from you? You're a paragon of virtue, I assume.
Me? I'm clean as a whistle, me. I don't even hardly touch the sauce these days. I'm one of those nasty drunks, see? Not nice to be around, brings out the worst in me. Being happy powder, that wouldn't be pretty. No, it's in everyone's best interest I keep my distance from.
Sleep easy, it's under control.
Got a taste for treats, haven't we, as a species? Greedy bastards, human beings.
Deep. Well, thanks for the interest and concern.
Oh, don't get the wrong idea, I don't get... One thing you need to understand about me early on, I don't really like people. I tolerate them at best.
Oh, so it's not just me you're down on, it's the entire human race. Oh, that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Yeah, that's right, nothing personal. Well, you are a prized twat, I'll give you that much.
What are we doing here anyway? And who the bloody hell are the nouveau fascists?
Wannabe Nazis. Issues in early development's my best theory. Deprive the breast as babies. Denied all that milky, mammary goodness. Truth is, their politics ain't that different from your dad. He just tosses a bit of garnish on the plate, pours on some gravy and gives it a wanky name. You ready?
For what?
You'll see. Greetings, citizen. We're here to ask you about your relationship with God.
You what?
Perhaps it's time the two of you got reacquainted.
What are you two on about? Is some kind of a joke? Huh. Pair of you.
You see, that's really not in the Christian spirit. It says something about that in here. Truly the Lord moves in mysterious ways. I am the emissary of a higher force, enlisted to drive the hate from your heart and to warn you to keep your nose and paws out of the political honey jar. Make yourself useful, Twinkle. See if he's got any peas in the freezer. I might never play the old Joanna again. I said peas, not turkey dinosaur bites.
It's all he had, all right?
Fair. Probably not the type to worry about his 5 a day. You improvised. That's encouraging. First day on the job and all that.
Whatever.
Please tell me you ain't shit yourself.
No.
If you're gonna piss, puke or soil yourself, get out of my motor first. Don't want you overtaxing my little tree.
Was all that in there necessary?
I'm your daddy's avenging angel. And you gotta grow some balls before you earn your wings. Christ. It's like breaking in a bloody virgin. Drive.
Hello. If you will indulge me, I have prepared a brief statement. It is not without some sadness and regret that I remove myself from this electoral campaign. I had hopes of revitalising this city, making its pulse throb and life force flow, and I looked forward to serving its diverse populace as their chosen representative. It is a role I would have grasped with enormous vigour. The heavy load of such a challenge, one I would have gladly risen to. But I fear my political ambitions, in that I have unintentionally neglected those most dear to me. My wife, my darling wife, Zara, and my daughter, Dawn, soon to be a mother herself. I have no doubt a new role awaits me, seconded to nappy-changing duties, the arrival of our first grandchild. My time in politics has given me a training in what I shall, in no doubt, soon find myself elbows deep in. I would like, in conclusion, to thank all those who have supported me through this campaign and ask that I and my family are allowed to continue their lives in private without further intrusion or scrutiny. Thank you.
So, Fiona, what is your reaction to the Progressive Democrat Rupert Flood's sudden departure from the local elections? He's clearly a family man at heart.
Yes, well, you know that things have gone truly pear-shaped when the family are wheeled out in a bid for solidarity. Listen, I don't know what his motives are, but I wish him well. But I've never made a secret of the fact that I believe him to be a dinosaur politically, with archaic attitudes belonging to a party with creaking policies, seriously out of touch with what the public wants.
Well, how do you think the public are feeling about this competition? Why should they put their mark against your name come election day as opposed to your rivals?
Well, I think that the public are really disenchanted with this testosterone-fuelled dueling stag style of electioneering. I mean, an iron fist and a Dodge City swagger may create this feeling of safeguarding, but strip away the craggy veneer and what have you got? Bully boy tactics. Tapping into primal fears and capitalising on common anxieties.
Would you be referring to pro-patriots, Thomas Chalk?
You made that connection, if the cap fits, and that's all I'm prepared to say on that matter. Listen, the challenges that we face today cannot be met with this comic book hero rhetoric of ridding the streets of scum and repelling the enemy invader while we all stand around dewy-eyed saluting the billowing flag. We must all work together in this new and exciting world. Yes, there are challenges, but we must draw on the common threads of humanity so that everyone, and I mean everyone, has an equal standing in society. A society that we build. A society that we can be proud of. A society that fits with this modern age.
Fiona Raven, Social Equality Party candidate, thank you.
Yeah, I think that'll do, Mr. Chalk. I think next we're on to the Blue Anchor.
Yes, that's right. See you in there, say, 20?
Okay, sounds good to me. Gives me a chance to grab some food.
Here, have these.
Oh, cheers.
With my pleasure.
Cool.
I intend to fill up with something a bit more appetizing than greasy Maris Pipers before we get all snap happy again.
Cheers.
So, tell me, Snow, as my campaign manager, was I jolly enough for you?
Oh, yes. Just the ticket. Came across as down-to-earth, approachable, relatable. People are sort of feeling disconnected from politics at the moment. They're viewing pre-election promises in the same way that they view a young lad's promises of adoration if he sends to shag. We need to sell the man, not just his ideas. People are becoming more receptive to personality. We remember the flirtatious trolley dollies rather than the airline slot that they delivered. Being in the media spotlight, that's where the race is run. Politics is just another reality show, and the name of the show is popularism. Talking of which, Funky Fiona stuck the stiletto a bit into you, didn't she?
No right-minded voter in this city votes for Fiona Raven. Her whole purpose, as far as I can see it, is for us all to make daisy chains and wave joss sticks whilst wearing environmentally friendly hemp knickers.
Well, that might give the whining lefties an alternative at the election box, I suppose. But it'll never win a majority. Our new publicity images are going to show you're a person of the people. You're a no-nonsense man's man. One of them. A traditionalist. A people's champion. People want wholemeal loaves, not ciabatta.
Wholemeal loaves. Good God. Me being amiable is exhausting. So, what have you got planned after this jaw-aching jamboree? Handing out spangling crutches to doe-eyed kiddies at the local hospital?
Hey. Okay.
Sometimes I need to rope in additional help to stir the hornet's nest. We're off to meet an associate of mine called the Cake Maker.
The Cake Maker?
Yeah, the Cake Maker.
Adam, meet the Cake Maker.
Oh, I know Adam very well. Welcome to Mission Control. Although, I would ask while you're here that you touch nothing, and on no account, fiddle. You see, everything has its assigned place and role, and the slightest disturbance could have the most devastating ramifications to my operational efficiency. Okay. Now that we have the T&Cs to dispense with, get comfortable. I have news.
Wait, hold on. Back up. How do you know me?
There's practically nothing this bastard don't know about any of us. Data hacking is his business.
Hence, Cake Maker. I pull information from here and from there and sift them and stir them all up together, heat things up a little bit, and present my results to my grateful clients.
Clients like my dad. That sounds like his style. Get someone else to root around in bins digging up dirt for him. Oh, no offence.
The skill set required to carry out my line of work requires rather more than just donning a pair of marigolds and rifling through refuse.
You're the all-seeing eye in the sky, ain't you, Cake?
Oh, no. Now you flatter me. Let's keep things in perspective. I only see what's divulged online, of course. It's posts, messages that have been forwarded in one place in the field or another. Yeah, if that reassures you, Adam. Which I should say it does not, judging by your current expression. Yeah, can't say I blame you. Most of us have a considerable online footprint nowadays, and our fingers so carelessly slippery across the keyboard. Yes, a fertile hunting ground to forage for goodies. Ones of specific interest to me. Private emails, banking activity, Google searches, e-shopping, porn site preferences. Well, of course. Social networking. Not only do I glean tidbits on my next target, but with the foot in the door, so to speak. Ready access to all of their pals and all of their online e-emissions too. Oh. How did you enjoy the last night's strip show, Adam? Not only baby oil, but sambuca and snowflake were flowing freely as well. And you put away a little latter.
Well, how the do you know that?
Well, we live in a very revealing time, Adam Chalk. So much of life is recorded and catalogued. CCTV, mobile captures, video uploads, it all goes unnoticed, you see. With very little value, of course, unless someone has cause to seek it out. You'd be amazed how many photos showcasing the events at the discotheque you frequented last night exists online.
Sounds positively Orwellian.
Been on University Challenge.
Oh, and by the way, the word discotheque has largely been retired from common usage. When was the last time you went out?
Ugh. Go out. I don't go out. I might miss something. Heaven forbid. Oh, no. Where are my manners? You must think me the most neglectful host. Tea? Yes, no cake here, I'm afraid, ironically.
So, today's target. Get the lad up to speed.
Oh, yes, no problem. And I uncovered some new information which I think will please you.
Oh, it's cold.
Oh yes, sorry, kettle's broken. So, right, here we go. Pin back your log holes. Gary Bates, head honcho of our local footy hooligan firm, the Crescent Crew. He and his associates like nothing more than turning a friendly kickabout into a bloodfest. They hijack political rallies too, often in league with the nouveau fascists.
They're a splinter in your dad's arse he wants removing.
Gary's getting married later today. Coincidentally, Adam, last night's hen party gaggle at the discotheque you frequented. Oh, sorry, that word again. Club, yes, club. That's modern. Up with the kids. Well, anyway, the hen party included Gary's blushing bride-to-be. That's how I knew your whereabouts. I have been studying their posts and photos as well. Mystery solved. I possess no supernatural powers.
I mean, I see you together all the time.
Shortly, Gary and his fellow firm ringleaders will head for pre-wedding pints at the Fawn Inn, up on the hill.
It will soothe
Rare
you,
to get
calm you
them
down
all
a bit,
together in
make
one
you
location.
life a whole lot better.
Talking
Do
to
you know
key
what?
members, recognise this face? Jay Raven, son of Fiona Raven, our Socialist Equality Party candidate.
Really? Now that is a stroke of luck. Maybe we can kill two birds with one stone here.
What do you mean? What have you got planned?
Cake's informed an equally nasty rival firm about this lad's prenuptial get-together. They're going to make an unscheduled appearance, and their gate crashes.
What could be more British than a pint in your local, eh? I love it. I love it. And what's more, they'll love it.
Yeah, that's great, Chuck. I think we've got enough. I think we can finish it up here.
Great. You wouldn't happen to have any decent single malts by any chance?
Oh man, do you remember that time we used to smoke at school? We ran outside the school gates and went into the tree. Yeah, and we had that big massive joint. And we had to go back to class. And Mrs. Nelson, oh, so many times, buddy. I remember Mrs. Nelson, she was looking at us and we were all red eyes and
keep us to school distinction, eh?
No one does what I say, right? That's Gary Bates's car. Let's go find him. Mistaken, that's Fiona Raven's lad getting a shit kicked out of him. I think Daddy's going to be happy.
Get away, you bastard!
Move out for a piss, lads. Oi, what are you two looking at?
This ain't our battle, son. If you ain't got someone to play with, go play with yourself, yeah?
You what, Grandpa?
I'm guessing you didn't get a lot of hugs as a lad, am I right?
You want some?
Not really. You're not my usual type, but never say never. Go on, then. I don't even like football. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some lunch.
Oh, yeah.
I know just the place. A charming little establishment just spitting distance from here.
Sounds good.
How will you ever
Your old man looks upon all this as his kingdom, like some big fat spider who rules from its centre, pulling everything into his dark web. On those Guildhall steps, he thinks he's Julius Caesar.
Alright. And what does that make you then? His Mark Antony? His general? We all know what fate befell Caesar.
And there's your pa thinking that la-di-da education was wasted on you. Well, you got a point though. There's that many gagging to stick your old man in the back, he'd look like a cheese and pineapple hedgehog at a buffet by the time they were done with him. Fathers and sons, eh? My old man used to bring me up here every November the 5th to see the fireworks. Well, after the year he nailed a Catherine wheel to the ground. Mum was cooking hot dogs at the time. She hurled them at him like torpedoes. Anyway, up here, bright colours, city lights. I used to think it was beautiful. Magical. But now I've seen this city's underbelly, it all just looks ugly.
Well, if it's so shit, why don't you leave?
I want to see if it can get any worse once all my points of reference are gone.
What has to happen to a man to make him break the way you are?
You're going to analyse me, are you? Have a poke around in my head? Have a rummage? You might not like what you find, pretty boy. We men are beasts, Adam. Come on, finish off what's left of that cow. We got work to do. And I got to tell your old man the good news.
Whiter than white, Fiona's little darling, a vicious boot, boy. That's not going to go down well. If she can't control her own son, how can she be expected to serve her constituents? Sounds as if she's going to be a regular at the hospital, visiting what's left of him. I wonder, should I send flowers? Something's got you fidgety. You have something to say?
Do we really want to encourage the press and the public to focus on family, given Adam's lifestyle?
I think you're missing the point, which is, why only now am I learning vital campaign leverage information? Oh, and from a man who failed to complete basic schooling, on account of he burnt down his comprehensive. Not from you with your first-class degree and your drip-dry polyester suit. If you'd have spent half the time he has, I could have scraped Fiona Raven from the sole of my shoe weeks ago, instead of feeling her gummy presence at every step. Sorry about that. Keep up the good work. For now, concentrate on the demonstrators and activists. They're like bothersome ants at a picnic. Pour boiling water on them. Dust their nests with poison. Eradicate their caustic presence.
How's your psych evaluation of me coming along, Einstein?
Einstein was a theoretical physicist, not a psychoanalyst.
Do you want a thump?
I haven't reached any conclusions.
I disturb you.
What you do and your methods disturb me.
Now you'll get used to both. A shell hardens with time. Just ask a tortoise. Dogs are happy bastards, right?
What?
Dogs. Always got smiles on their faces, tails wagging, bounding around full of beans. They come across as happy bastards, right?
For the purposes of ending this conversation even quicker, I suppose so.
Do you want me to ask you the question again whilst inserting a long-reach screwdriver through one of your eardrums, you sarky twat?
Yes, dogs are happy bastards.
You know why?
Enlighten me.
Dogs are taught strict boundaries. They get a reward when they're good, a pull on the leash and scolded when they mess up. They know the score. They know who's boss. You want to understand me? Treat people like pets and expect the same. Love and punish with equal conviction. That's what works for me. Yeah, when I go for a walk in the park, I smile at the mutts, not their owners. Yes, I'm a council rat catcher. We've had reports there's vermin on these premises.
What? Show me some identification.
Show him. Our methods are unconventional, but effective. Knees. I said knees. Good lad. Now cuff them. Just the job. These buggers like to wriggle, don't they? Now hold him. Now on account of all spewing out of your mouth, I'm going to do us all a favour and freshen up your breath. Open wide, say ah.
I speak with many in this constituency, and I often hear the same concerns echoed. The proud citizens of this city, along with many others in this great country, see their national identity increasingly undermined and diluted, our culture and traditions under threat. A nation's once fierce pride feels it is being eroded, and daily we hear of grave risk to both security and public order. It seems clear to me that now more than ever there is a need for a filter to strain out contaminants before patriotism becomes no more than a lost, quaint notion. Historically, this city of ours was once the country's first line of defense against foreign invasion. Today, we must protect ourselves just as vigorously from new threats of biblical proportion. originating not only from distant shores, but also from cancerous networks that have already infiltrated our core. Like weeds and pests in a garden, undesirables come in many guises, but the remedy is always the same. They must be identified and uprooted, prevented from establishing themselves and leeching our resources, strangling the growth of native species. Entrust me with this task, for remember, there is no garden without a gardener. The time is now to redress the neglect. The time has now come to reclaim, restore, and regenerate. Vote Chook. You're safe in my hands. Problem?
You better see this.
Thank you for coming. I, like many, was surprised and disheartened when my dear friend and colleague, Rupert Flood, stood down as a Progressive Democrat candidate for this constituency. An honourable pillar of the community, he will be a hard act to follow. However, the time for regret has passed. It must give way to thoughts of the future, and to that end, and with great pleasure, that I, James Feather, announce my intention to succeed Rupert and to stand for office in his place. Let my first task be to say to my rivals, I am a formidable opponent. Do not let my late entry to this race fool you as to the impact I can make. Very often in the last furlong, it is the outsider, hitherto unknown, that can make a surge towards the winning line and steal the cup. To those with an appetite for dirty tricks, who would rather fix a contest than play fair, dope and deceive, I say this: do your worst. Your attacks will be glancing and they will not deter my charge. The campaign to be the next Member of Parliament for this fair city has entered a new phase. Let the bugle sound, the starting gate rise, and let the charge commence.
What is it with these Progressive Democrats? They're like bloody verrucas. Get rid of one of the stabbing pain returns. Who the is James Feather?
I've no idea.
Well, you better bloody well find out, hadn't you? Earn your crust.
Stink of Christmas.
You what?
That toilet cleaner pine. Smells of the crimbo trees we had when I was a nipper. Real ones, not your fibre shite.
Oh, well, I'm glad such a mindless act of violence can evoke such happy memories for you.
Oh, listen to you. Where'd you go to Hogwarts? What you doing nobbling nonsense with me with that education?
Hell if I know.
Well, you're handy with a hammer, I'll give you that much. Gonna have to start calling you Thor.
Don't.
Maybe you found your calling with me.
I'm nothing like you.
Well, who are you like then? You're old man. Good luck with that one. Wipes. Note to self, buy wipes.
You've got a gun?
All right. Get there. Nothing wrong with your peepers, is there?
What are you doing with a gun?
I got it for Christmas. Fell out of a first cracker, didn't it? Same Christmas your dad got you a My Little Pony. You used to love brushing her pink mane, didn't you?
A gun? It's crazy, man. Is it loaded?
Always keep one in the chamber. Oh, relax. It's just for show, an insurance policy. If I tried firing this, it's so ancient, it'll probably blow my arm clean off. Last time this did any serious damage was to some Jerry with a wax moustache and a spike on top of his bumps. All right, let's put Mr. Bang Bang back to bed. Forget we ever saw him, yeah? Night-night, Mr. Bang Bang. You have a nice sleep. And we'll wake you up when we need to see your face again. Better? Or do you need a cuddle? Come on, let's hit the road. Fiona, is it true that your son is a member of the notorious football firm, the Crescent Crew?
Gentlemen, please, show some sensitivity.
Fiona!
There will be no statement at this time. Please. This is neither the time nor the place.
Fiona, do you not think the public have a right to know if their prospective Member of Parliament's son is engaged in criminal activity, vandalism, violence?
Right now, my son is about to undergo a brain scan to determine whether he needs to be put in a medically induced coma due to a life-threatening brain bleed. So you'll forgive me if I momentarily neglect my duties as an electoral candidate in deference to my anxieties as a caring mother.
Happy now, are we? Got what we wanted. Loving your work, boys. Classy. Very classy.
They were like bloody hyenas. Thank you, Abby.
Even under pressure, you handled that impeccably. So tell me, Fiona, how is he?
I barely recognised him when I walked in the room. He's barely conscious. Oh, how can anyone inflict such barbarians? But then the police said Jay and his friends engage in similar brutality. Live by the sword, die by the sword. That's the quote, isn't it?
Don't think like that, Fiona. Don't torture yourself unnecessarily. Jay's in the right place. He's receiving the best treatment. Be strong for him. Here.
Thanks. Oh, well, we'll know more when we get the results of the scan back, I suppose. I'll come straight back when I've picked up a few things from home. Truth to tell, I had to get out of there. I was struggling to breathe. Just the weight of everything. But now I've left, I feel a bit guilty that I'm not there by his side.
Well, let's get you home and back again then. They can do their scan and you'll be back to hear the findings.
God. He looks so helpless. How the hell did the press get wind of this? They were all over me before I even set foot in the place.
They must have had a tip-off.
Yeah, but who could have known to tell them?
It's food for thought, certainly. Makes you wonder.
It was an organised attack, the police said. A rival gang ambushed Jay and his friends.
Has all the hallmarks of a setup.
What?
Maybe there's more to all this than first meets the eye.
Oh, Oh, I can't think straight. I mean, who'd benefit from this?
Schisms like the Crescent Crew have an influence politically, albeit on the peripherals. They do have some clout in this city. Silencing their voice, limiting their movements, could facilitate certain individuals in their ambition.
Surely not. I can't believe anybody had stooped to this level.
My background is publicity. A cutthroat business. Perhaps I have a penchant for processing events through that filter. The timing of this attack and its implications suggests more than a coincidence. I smell a rat, Fiona. There's only one rat I can think of active in this campaign.
A cup of Darjeeling?
PG Tips would have done, but when in Rome...
Help yourself to a fondant fancy.
Don't mind if I do. Nice. Sponge could have been a little zestier, but light as a feather.
There was I enjoying my afternoon tea, and you had to mention his name. Flood's replacement, Captain James Feather, my latest combatant, and a worthy one too in the public's eye.
Got you rattled, has he?
I know what a fickle flock the electorate are. A chest of shiny medals attracts the eye of the magpie, and Feather is ensuring he exploits every opportunity. I hear he's having some publicity shots at the graveside of his dead squaddy son. Mine have me chomping on cod and chips and downing a pint of best bitter. I fear I have lost that particular battle, but the war is not over. Talking of sons, good job on maiming Fiona's.
Oh, I just set the wheels in motion. I can't take full credit on that one.
A double whammy, I think you'd call it. Most of our local footy firm elbows are now laid up, skulls smashed and broken-limbed, their dissenting voices silenced, and Fiona Raven's campaign train has been railroaded with a firm shunt.
They were thorough. Very satisfactory results.
What have you done with my spawn?
Oh, I left little Lord Fauntleroy in the motor, grabbing 40 winks. Rough night.
Like every other night. I dread to think how his mother would have felt, seeing him piss away every advantage and opportunity. She lived for that boy, gave him everything. Captain Feather's son is dead, and he still seems to have some positive use. Mine is just an embarrassing pustule threatened to burst at the most inopportune moment.
Why the meeting, boss?
I want you to collect some more flyers from the printers.
You didn't get me here to do your fetching and carrying for you. What else?
My campaign manager, Snow. I have some niggling doubts as to his loyalty. I don't trust him.
You don't trust anyone?
Where would that get me, I wonder? He's twitchy. See what you can find out. Allay my fears.
Well, if he does let his lips flap, can he do any damage? How much does he know about our methods?
Enough to put me in a sticky corner, but he is scant on detail. It may be nothing, just a wobble of confidence inspired by Flood riding into town on his charger, lance in hand. Things have escalated in the campaign. The gloves are off. Like the deceitful butcher, we need to rest a thumb on the scale, redress balance in our favor. At the end of the day, I want to be on the top perch, not splattered at the bottom of the bird cage.
Well, you just let me know what you need.
If you do uncover any incriminating evidence implicating Snow, have a word, will you? Let him know there would be repercussions.
Well, that's what I do best, boss.
Have another fancy.
Come on, Sleeping Beauty, wake up. I've got time for catnaps.
Bloody hell, you're like a robot, don't you ever stop?
Yeah, well, I get paid by the job, not by the hour. I don't have time for snoozes. Have a nice little sleep, did we? So, anyone special in your life? Girlfriend? Boyfriend? Transgender? Transvestite? Gender fluid significant other? Or whatever other politically correct bollocking variation there is these days?
No.
No one on booty call redial who'll drop everything, including their drawers, to come service you whenever you've got a horn? That's what passes as a relationship these days, isn't it?
If you say so.
That's the wonder of technology, isn't it? A couple of taps on that, a few swipes. Pizza turns up at your door with a bird not far behind. Minutes later, you're tucking into both.
You're a regular Romeo, aren't you?
Romeo wouldn't be wasting his time whistling up at some pussy on a balcony these days. He'd be gazing at tits on his iPhone while WhatsApping pics of his dick.
You've got a point. Did you say we had a mission? What's the old snake got planned for us now?
Oh, your old man thinks his campaign manager's getting itchy feet. Wants us to keep tabs.
He's paranoid. He won't be happy until everyone's drunk from his poison chalice.
You what?
Nothing, don't worry. Where we headed?
Mr. Feather, thank you for agreeing to meet me.
Really surprised to hear from you.
Oh, yes, I can imagine. But we live in surprising times.
Indeed, and with recent events that have unfolded, I wonder what else might happen before we go to the polls.
Indeed, yes.
We are both busy men, Mr. Snow. It's not in my nature to beat about the bush. So please, what is it that you want?
I appreciate your directness. The thing is that I'm having reservations about my involvement with the pro-patriot party.
Involvement? Good God, man, you're the bloody campaign manager. You are up to the hilt involved.
Yeah, yes, of course. And I accept my role. I'm not trying to make excuses.
Sounds to the contrary.
The thing is, I'm feeling unappreciated in my role. They don't seem to understand the effort I'm putting into it.
That's no surprise to me, given Chalk's character as I understand it. But why bring your sob story to me?
I wondered if there might be a place for me on your campaign. I'm quite happy to offer my services.
I would rather wrestle the serpent from hell, Mr. Snow. I do not trust you, any more than I trust your master. You are tainted, as with anyone within his circle. I am a soldier, Mr. Snow. As any soldier, I have trusted my life to my comrades, and they me. I take trust very seriously. And I know my enemy. Good day, Mr. Snow. You may wish to jump ship, so be it. But you're not welcome on my deck.
Hello, Mr. Snow.
No!
How's our friend Mr. Snow?
Well, after a crisis of faith, I think I baptised him back into our fold.
Weasel.
A very soggy weasel at the moment.
I won't ask.
Sometimes all it takes is a gentle nudge to get the penny to drop. What you noshing?
Yeah. Fancy one? You gonna take one or what?
I haven't decided what I fancy yet.
Well, help yourself, knock yourself out.
Thanks very much. Get used to this. You're spoiling me.
It's only a bag of sweets.
True that, but in this life, the little things are the big things.
I thought you were made of stronger stuff, Fiona. I'm sorry, Fiona, but a girl has got to make a living.
It's Miss Meadows, isn't it?
You remembered. I'm touched. I had no idea I had made an impression.
Oh, I noticed you peering from underneath Mrs. Raven's underskirts from time to time. I presume it's you I have to thank for some of her more pithier swipes.
Likening you to a tobacco-spitting redneck sheriff, or a creeping plague, for example.
Two of the more unflattering analogies conjured from your head, I presume.
I don't have to tell you that stirring the pot is all part of the game.
Ah, indeed. And adding a pinch of spice here and there.
You're probably wondering why I'm here.
Yes, but I'm in no rush. Would you care to join me?
Oh! Do they let women drink in this misogynistic pit of vipers? How gratifying. The suffragettes' actions were not in vain. Fiona has thrown the towel in.
Oh?
Yes. She intends instead to devote her efforts towards reaching into the shadows of what's left of her comatose son's mind as she watches him physically shrivel. I know what you did. I know what you did, and I like your style. You play with a sharp blade with your foil untipped. In a nutshell, I'm out of a job.
You must have taken a wrong turning. This isn't the job centre.
I thought I'd cut out the middleman and go directly to my next employer. Your man Snow isn't really working out, is he? He has the education, but he doesn't even peer outside the box, let alone step out of it. Fiona was a stepping stone for me. She let me cut my teeth, but now they're eager to rip at flesh. With Fiona out of the frame, it's just you and Feather left standing in the ring. New terms of warfare, new strategist. What do you say?
Except it's not just Feather that I face. He has the spectre of his dead hero's son at his his flank. They are indivisible in the public's eye. Any counterattack has to target both rivals.
Funny, isn't it, how offspring have proved such useful pawns in this campaign? Feather's son, Raven's boy. Both casualties of war, in a sense. Feather and his son are already old news. His grief is rehashed, not raw. The public will feel cheated if he continues to exploit it. Fiona missed a trick. The plight of her son, however tarnished his reputation, would have captivated the electorate and drawn sympathy votes in droves. You could have shot yourself in the foot had her stomach been stronger.
Go on.
There's room for new headlines. Why don't we join forces? Cook something up that will turn the tide. Create a splash.
Let's drink to that.
It's going to be getting dark soon. Surely we're done for the day.
One more job, your dad said.
What? Out by the marshes? What are we doing out there?
I've learned not to second guess him. Something about tying up loose ends. I've got to give him a call when we get there.
Yeah, we picked them up like you said. How many? I don't know, a couple of boxes. Yeah, right, hold on. He's bleating on about those flyers. Wants to know how many per box. Go check the boot. He thinks he's been overcharged.
Well, he won't like that.
Yeah. Now what else?
In light of recent events, I think it better for everyone if Adam disappears. He serves no earthly purpose as I see it. His lifestyle is a publicity powder keg, the fuse of which the press will happily ignite. A fortnight before the election, I shall reveal that my son has been declared officially missing, and that I should prepare for the worst. As a doting father and lamenting widower, the public will share my anguish and admire my courage and devotion to duty. Simultaneously, I will knock Feather into a cocked hat. I want no trace to remain.
Shot me!
You stabbed me.
Well, I guess that makes us even then. I told you that thing was a death trap. Neat trick taking it though. Your old man should have given you more credit. You're a sharp one.
No. I just know better than anyone else what he's like.
The light's fading. Darkness is coming.
hast thou forsaken me?